The Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
The Honest Edit Podcast. Unpacking the truth about life's messes, one honest conversation at a time. With your host, Scarlett, the no-fluff, get-it-done mindset coach, and Holly, your go-to for all things practical, balancing chaos with compassion.
Hi, welcome back to The Honest Edit. I'm Holly with Organized DFW, and this is my beautiful co-host, Scarlett, with White Space Methods. And we are going to talk about organizing on a budget today and how you can make a big impact in your space on a small spend, because you don't always need hundreds of dollars from Container Store to make it happen.
No. And I'm a huge penny pincher. Like, I assume everybody else is anyways.
Yeah.
I literally had a client tell me once, granted this was more for like styling, but I had a client tell me once, you could spend more money. And I was going at, okay, sure. Never been told that in the 8 years I've been doing this. But I thought that was great. So that's the only client out of hundreds and hundreds that has told me to spend more money, which was totally fun, because then I got to buy some really incredible things.
We like the shop. We have the budget for it. It's fun to kind of go find some fun things. And Amber on our team, she's our product queen. And so she's always sending us cool stuff that she finds. But I've noticed lately that, I guess several years ago, Container Store was like the only place, well, not the only place, but one of the only places that actually had like a strategy behind their containers and have a good layout to see where you could use different bins and baskets and things. And I think the market over the past couple of years, especially during COVID, kind of blew up. So you can find containers anywhere. Target is now a good space. I know you don't use Target often, but I've been using it more often for clients. They have really great totes there that are like under $10 for the garage and attic and things. I'm even seeing stuff now at like Marshall's, Home Goods. The other day I saw a Facebook ad for Kroger. I guess Kroger had containers for a while. Okay. And they were going out of that business. They were moving, and so they had this gal had bought like, I don't know, $400 or $500 worth of like drawer organizers for, I think it was like $25 or something, because everything was like 70% off. And so I tried to find the link and go to it, but I couldn't find it. But I was like, that it's not surprising that a Kroger, anybody with like a big logistics, would be doing that. So the point is that there are a lot of places to find containers that are, less expensive, but you can always repurpose what you have in the house. Mm-hmm. I've used shoe boxers for drawer dividers.
Oh, shoe boxes. Yeah. Yeah. I've done that method, and I've seen them like, go online and kind of do like a DIY where they make it really cute and pretty with like all this different paper, or it's like that scrapbooking paper, where you can just like take out like the little like tear sheets or whatever and glue it on there. And then it could even be a fun project that you can do with your kiddos, right? So then that's a fun activity. But yeah, I've definitely, even at my own house, I repurpose a lot. Like I use mason jars, I don't decant a lot into canisters because that's just not my life. Like I feel like it's great for some people, but for me, I'm just not going to do it. But for my pasta, my rice, my grains, my beans, I do it, because I buy those big boxes, and we're an Italian household over here. So we always have a lot of those on hand. And so I just use the mason jars. What I don't like about the mason jars is the aluminum or the metal lids. I bought the plastic white ones on Amazon.
I just got some of those the other day. Yeah, I had a friend bring me some granola with the lid, and I was like, I'm going to have to get this lid back to you. She's like, no, keep it. I was like, well, I'm going to order some too, and they're great. Because I give a lot of food. I'm like the food mom. If you're sick or something, I'll bring food. So I have so many mason jars, and I'm constantly keeping And anything that we get from like a pasta sauce or artichokes or whatever, like I'm always keeping jars. So we use that as our Tupperware, but I also use it to sort Legos, screws and nails
yeah,
in the garage. For every time you buy
or even baby food jars. I've seen clients
Yeah.
do that where because it's a little bit smaller,
Yeah.
or a lot smaller, and you can just sort of stack them, or you can put them in a toolbox because they're so tiny.
Have you ever seen the ones where they take the baby food jars and they can screw the lid to like a piece of wood and then they screw it in?
Yeah,
I love that.
There's something satisfactory about that.
Yeah.
That I really like and enjoy.
Yeah.
I think the point is when you're buying items, and it's not even like that I don't like to shop at Target, kind of like full circle that, but like Amber's like totally turned me on to Target and a lot of the things that they have, and she gets really excited about their new stuff. It's more like if you're doing a project at home and you're doing kind of like a DIY and it's a smaller scale project, then you can go out and you can buy those things from Home Goods and Target. But when I'm bulk shopping for several spaces in a house, I might need anywhere from 15 to 20 bins, and they don't often have it.
Yeah, that's true.
And who has it? Container store. But if you're doing a project at home, it's smaller, it's like one space at a time type thing. I think you can easily go and find those savings and utilize those stores versus spending bukus at the container store.
Yeah.
So I completely forgot my original point, but I did go on that tangent and I did come full circle.
There you go.
I had like a strong full on point. And then mom brain hit and I completely lost it. Like, it's been a long week.
It's been a long week. Spring break week for us, for me. I've been home with the kiddo all week trying to also work. So my brain's a little mush right now. But I'm really looking forward to yoga tomorrow night. That's really where my head's at. I'm going to get through the day. But back to cheap containers. If you take a box and cut off one of the flaps, you can use it as a drawer divider, which I've done before. The dollar store has...
What are you talking about? Like the shoe boxes? Or are you talking about like
an Amazon box or like, I don't know, whatever, boxes from Sam's.
use it as a drawer organizer?
Yeah, you just cut the thing off and it just sits there. Now it might like fall over or whatever, but it'll work for a while. I was using those the other day.
You can also always do like I love the little glue dots.
Yeah.
Those
To sit in.
Yeah, and you can just set it. Because I use those for regular drawer organizers too. Because, you don't want them to slide and shift and whatever. And especially for a client, like, you don't want to slam the drawer and all of it just goes, it drives me nuts. And then you got to sit there and like, and I get OCD about it even in my own house. So the little glue dots I love because they just work.
Yeah, they're cheap too.
Yeah, they're not very expensive. You can get them off Amazon.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like you got to be a little careful with Amazon because there's so many sellers or vendors or whatever, and their descriptions are not always accurate. I feel like it's a crapshoot every time that you order something off Amazon when it pertains to like bins.
Yeah.
And it's always like way smaller than I think it is. And it's funny because I measure out everything.
Yeah.
And I will even, if I'm not in the space that I'm organizing, because obviously clients, and I'm at home doing the purchasing, I will get out my feet measure and I will measure something relevant to that size and go, oh, okay, so it's this size, and I'm visually seeing it. But then it comes in from Amazon and it's like this size. It is supposed to be this size and it comes in this size.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the...
It happens. That's happened with me on Temu. I know a lot of people have feelings about Temu, but
Did you get the refrigerator?
No, what was it?
So this person, and I don't know if this was like a real thing or not, or just, for content purposes, but someone needed to replace the refrigerator that went out and they ordered one on Temu, and when they got it in, it was like 4 inches tall. So they took a video of it sitting in the place of where the actual refrigerator is supposed to go, and they go, here's my new refrigerator, guys.
Yeah. That's basically what you need to know about Temu.
Yeah.
You have to definitely look at the description and the size. But I got some clear, kind of like the eye design ones from Container Store. I got 25 of those the other day for $9.
Home Goods?
No, at Temu.
Oh, okay.
They came in a box, and I took him to a client's house last week, and she looked at him and she was like, "Oh gosh, I know how much these cost." I was like, "Actually, these were $9 for 25 of them."
That's amazing.
So there's ways to get creative.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing a new hobby in beading and like making like necklaces and stuff. Because one of my girlfriends does it, and we did it together one night, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." It's kind of hard to do with the nails, but it is
Mm-hmm.
like one of those like mind-numbing creative things that I could just sit and do. Anyways, Temu has a lot of great beads.
Oh,
And then I was
those
like,
can get expensive.
they can, especially
You go like Michaels or
they're
Hobby
cheap
or
when they're dyed or whatever, but
yeah.
I mean, they work for my purposes. And then I started looking into organizing the beads, and they have a ton of stuff. So you can get cheaper things at different places online. I always notice that at estate sales or garage sales, they've always got containers going out the door. So if you're, okay with things not matching properly or things just being like a different material, that's always a good place to look.
And I think that was the point that like fluttered off earlier that I was going to make, is that you do have to have a certain expectation, because we do have clients where they want that sort of Pinterest pretty, it's a styled, organized look, which is wonderful, but that does actually cost money.
Right.
When you have that cohesiveness, but when you're repurposing, you've got to kind of let that go a little bit and just be okay with, well, this is more practical. This is more efficient. This helps me during my day. And it's cute. It's just not going to be that sort of designed out, Instagram worthy, whatever, you know what I mean? And I say Instagram worthy only for like the styled photo, not necessarily like the hack or how it was organized.
Right. I feel like lately my social content has been more geared towards that, because I've had clients that are on a budget, and we're, in the middle of part one of a declutter of a garage. So we're using what we have, we're using what boxes, and it's, it's not like that beautiful, styled, definitely like a photo shoot on Instagram, which I always get nervous about posting that content, but I'm also like the real life. Like, this is what it really looks like. This is what...
Well, I have to post a lot of that content because I'm also an interior stylist.
Right.
And I advertise that. So I feel like it's something I typically have on my social media, which is like that perfect photo.
Yeah.
And maybe I should just revisit that.
No, I mean, I think
it
is. I think that it's just, that's one of the reasons why I love working with you so much, is because we are just we're in different places in our business, in different seasons of our life. And then like when we did that unpack in Waco the other day, it's like this client had bought all new stuff for this house. And I love that, because I typically don't get to experience that very often with my clients. I've got like clients that have Rugrats running around, and they're like, "What do I do with 87,000 Legos?" And I'm like, "Well, let me tell you." So it was nice doing an unboxing and having new things and, everything matching, and that's very satisfying. So you don't have to have a container to start organizing. You just need to start and just make your categories, make your piles, get your trash out, get your donations out, and just look around. There's a lot of places that, even like thrift stores, I've seen stuff at thrift stores lately, and it's like $2. So Marketplace is always getting rid of stuff too. Yeah.
Like people will get rid of. I mean, I have had clients that we've organized their entire house, and then we have all these bins left over. And a lot of times we'll take it, to give to those clients that really don't have much of a shopping budget. And I just sort of have a space for that in my garage. And so does Amber. Amber is like the saint that takes most of it. Like her whole garage is like one big storage unit for our business. So that's amazing. Fully appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of people that when they get done organizing their home, or they're just kind of over this, because it's like a particular color, or maybe it doesn't work for them anymore, and they just get rid of them. They donate them.
Bulk trash.
We take them. Yeah.
Bulk trash. I'm a bulk trash diver.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. How would you even bulk trash dive?
Well, maybe it's not a dive, but it's definitely pull over and take a look at it. We found some treasure.
Oh, I see. Like, so when it's on the curb.
When it's on the curb,
yeah,
we'll go and
there are actually people that drive around.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
pickup trucks and they'll come and pick up
They
stuff.
come and get stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband and I, we have a joke about it because we found so many cool things that we've like fixed up or repurposed in bulk trash. And it's quite funny because people are like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, I got it on the side of the road. Thanks. The other day, actually this week on first spring break, we found this like old wrought iron like cart. It was like, I don't know, maybe like an ice cream cart or something on the side of the, it was literally on the side of the road in the curb in an intersection. And Jim and I saw it and we just kind of looked at each other and pulled over and picked it up. And then I just did this mosaic tile for the top of it. And now it's like a great, cool, interesting thing on our patio. So I'm the bulk trash diver. If you need bins or containers, let me know.
Yeah.
I might find some for you.
Some for you.
Yes. So that is what we wanted to talk about today. And there are affordable ways. You don't have to, like, I think that sometimes people won't get started because they don't have the budget to make it look Pinterest pretty. And that is not a real thing. That is a styled photo. And we've talked about that in other episodes before. Like, we've done photo shoots and the behind the camera, it was a disaster.
Yeah,
so just know that when you're seeing that, you know, if you're constantly seeing that content and it's making you feel, you know, not comfortable starting or you don't have the confidence to do it, stop following that person and go look for like the hacks that you can do for your people.
Because you can get really creative with these things. It doesn't have to, you know, again, I mean, we kind of repeat ourselves, but we get paid to be a broken record. Because if there's repeating, but you don't have to go out and spend bukus of money on stuff. And it could be fun projects. And like I said earlier, it could be like a project with the kiddos.
Yeah.
As long as you're intentional about what goes in the space and what you're utilizing this shoebox for, this mason jar for, and it looks neat. It can look really nice. Labels are very, very important. Just because, especially when you're not using full-on cohesive bins, because your brain needs to find a pattern for it to be efficiently quick. And I think in those scenarios of using mixed-matched things, or just fun and playful things. Like I've had clients where they're going, that's too boring for me. I need this to be, you know, playful. I need to have different color bins or they need to have different patterns. But the label is what really makes it efficient at that point because your brain is searching for the easy, fast, quick way to answer a question. Where is this bin that I'm looking for? Oh, it says crayons. I'm looking for the crayons so my kid can color right now. And then at that point, it can be all the fun, whimsical patterns or whatever. Right. So,
and the
label.
Yeah. And the label doesn't have to be our fancy, like, P-Touch labels. The label can be a piece of blue tape. Yeah. The label can be some white duct tape, or it can be one of those Avery labels with Sharpie. Or,
I mean, you can even, like, just type it out Avery and then print it out with your printer, you know. Or like oftentimes my printer runs out of ink, side tangent here, and I just run up to UPS. It's so easy. I jump on their computer. They charge like $1 per page or something like that. And you print out like 3 pages of labels, $3.
And a lot of places have those. I mean, especially the spices I've seen lately. I know on Amazon and Target, they have it, but they have like pre-labeled stickers. You know, and it's all cohesive. It all looks the same. So you can even, I mean, Etsy has stickers that you can, and labels that you can buy.
My only issue with those, and I love them because they're so beautiful and they're pretty and you can get them in fun, like colors and, you know, whatever, is that typically I shop after I organize. And you already built your categories. Yeah. So then you're trying to finagle your categories to match the labels. And it doesn't always work like that, unfortunately. I don't know how to remedy that. But like, I love using those pre-made labels because, one, it saves a whole lot of my time sitting there typing out and printing with a P-Touch. And two, they're just really pretty.
Yeah.
My little styling brain loves them, but it's just that whole, shoot, I don't have a label for grains, or I don't have a label for whatever insert
Yeah.
category, and it could be just unique to the household.
Right.
So that's my only issue. Somebody needs to fix those because I don't know if I have a remedy for that.
I know. I've had to take the pre-label and then put another P-Touch label on it and try to match the font to make it look, and it is kind of funky.
Mm-hmm.
This is for you, Amber. We're going to get the Cricut out and figure out the Cricut.
Yeah, we
one
did
day.
buy that, and we're trying to freaking figure it out. And let me tell you what a big old mess that is. It's such a huge learning curve for a damn enabler. And I'm going, for me, at that point, I throw my hands up and I walk away. But she's dedicated.
She is dedicated.
She is trying.
If any of you are a Cricut guru in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, please reach out. Yeah, I'll pay you to come set it up. Jim bought it for me during COVID because I thought that I was going to use it with a newborn during COVID when I had all this time in the world. Still in the box, y'all. I was actually thinking about selling it the other day. I was like, man, I could go.
Does anybody need a
something
Cricut?
yeah. Does anyone need one? Or I should.
She can get thrifty with her pricing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks for joining us today, y'all. Remember, follow us at Organized DFW and White Space Methods on all the things. Podcast is on all the platforms, too. Shout out to Radio Misfits. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for following and joining us. Bye. Bye.
The Honest Edit Podcast. Unpacking the truth about life's messes, one honest conversation at a time. With your host, Scarlett, the no fluff, get it done mindset coach, and Holly, your go-to for all things practical, balancing chaos with compassion.